What Happened This Week podcast. Just two best friends chatting in the trailer about all the things you are thinking about. Because you never know with Kim and Tricia.
Straight out of the trailer. Hey guys, so we're coming at ya. We've had an exciting couple of weeks here to talk about today and our weekends. Did you have a good weekend?
I did have a good weekend. Yeah, you were gone last weekend, so we didn't get a chance to record.
Or even talk.
I know.
That's the problem, because we always talk about how it's not just the recording, but it's our 2-hour meeting before the recording.
I know.
Yes.
There was just a fly on the wall, or somebody could be in there with us during those meetings. But yeah.
Or not. We'd have no friends.
Probably, or family. But, yeah, so it was kind of nice to be able to take off last weekend, but it kind of felt like I was missing something because I wasn't here with you. So, but this weekend, I went to Monster Jams. Well, no, let me back up. Monster Trucks with a Z.
With a Z. Okay, no jams. Wasn't no Gravedigger there.
There was no Gravedigger. This was like a low budget mud bogs thing. It was at it's the Palm Beach Raceway. I seen it somewhere advertised, maybe Facebook. They were giving out tickets, so I thought it'd be a great idea because I love hanging out with my nieces and nephews. And so James and I were like, great, let's take the kids, my sister. So, I thought it would be a great time, as it was a good time, because, when their kids are 5 and 7, they enjoy stuff.
They don't know the difference between Monster Jams and trucks with a Z.
Right, but I knew it was trucks with a Z, okay? But the funny thing is, they wanted to be able to ride in the trucks. It was 3 tickets.
Okay.
And I was like, 3 tickets for
like
a ride.
$1, right? So it's like $3.
I can handle that. I'm like, Aunt Kimmy's got, she's got a real job now.
Aunt Kimmy's coming out big. She's coming out strong. Hey kids, you want to ride in the truck? Aunt Kimmy buy you 3 tickets? I got this.
It's 3 times 3 because there's 3 of 9.
Yeah, but you were like, cool, I got $10. I'm a baller.
Dude, I go over and look at the ticket window. $6 a ticket.
Each ticket. So there's 3 tickets at $18 each kid to get. How long is the ride?
They went around in 2 circles. Now keep in mind, that means I have to actually buy 4 tickets because Eli's 3. So I would have had to ride in there, or my sister. So that's now $80 for a 30-second monster truck ride in a circle. I said, you know what? We rode up in here with Uncle James's monster truck.
I'll put you in the back.
You know what?
Go around the parking lot.
I said, if you want to experience that, we'll go out because the parking lot was a mud hole.
Right.
And needless to say, I came out of the porta potty about busted my butt. It was so muddy. I had my Uggs on. Smell like deer piss because I take them to deer camp.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
I know. I'm fancy pants. What can I don't even like them because there's like goat fur inside. They make my feet sweat.
Well, it's gotta be cold.
I don't like them. But anyways, I almost slipped and fell, so that was a funny. And then like the cotton candy was $10, a snow cone was $12. Then they had an intermission
for frozen ice. Oh my
then
gosh.
they I guess the earmuffs that you put on for the noise was $25.
Of course it is. That's when they can get you because your kids are screaming and they don't. Oh man, they're scared. Like, oh, my baby's scared. I don't care what it costs.
It was insane. Like face painting was 3 tickets, so you're talking $18 a face. I mean, it was insane. And they had an intermission just so they can make more money off of you.
Of course, well, duh.
And it was $33 a ticket to get in. Okay. And then your kids get in free. Well, that's why the kids get in free, because you're about to drop $500 at the low-budget monster truck with a Z.
With a Z.
Oh, so we, needless to say,
it was a good time, what you're saying.
It was a great time. I got home, I was so tired. Oh, but, I mean, it was cool. The kids, clapping and watching them and their experience was great. But I do have one complaint.
Just one?
Well, just one. I'm dealing with a back injury today because I had a 3-year-old's foot implanted in my back for about a good 2 hours.
Oh gosh.
So this mother was holding her child behind me. Okay, now we were in bleacher seating. Okay,
boy.
This is low budget, so we're not like in cushy seats, right?
It's only $33 a ticket. You had to spend $75 to get a better seat.
But even in 75 in VIP, because James was like, I want to go to VIP. We still were bleachers. It's just less people.
Oh, there were still bleachers? I thought it had like a chair.
They had a security guard. I mean, that was about it.
Okay.
They didn't, They weren't, and they didn't even come up to the stands with beer, which really aggravated me, but whatever. That's what they should have done.
They could have made a lot of money.
They could have, off of me, especially. So this little girl, it was like, what she was doing is like she was kicking off of my back to get back in her mom's lap to like stabilize herself. And I kept looking back, and James knows I'm getting aggravated. I'm at an event with kids, I get it. But she just kept pushing off on me. And I'm like, this mother is oblivious to what her little girl's doing, and you would think that she would be mindful of this. I kept moving over, like I was trying to dodge the foot, I was like moving back and forth. And when they called intermission, I jumped up and I was so aggravated. James was like, he was about to turn around and say something because he knows I was trying to be polite. He's like, if you had kicked one more time. I'm like, it's not even you. He's like, yeah, but I could tell you were getting irritated. I was going to put one of Kelly's kids there so they could get hit in the back and not me. But so lesson is, if you have your child in your lap, just be mindful of the person that's sitting on the bleachers behind or in front of you. Just so you're not sure that they're not kicking them and using them as a, kick-off.
Yeah. Did I tell you the story? Remember we went to the Gaylord and we took Taylor for Gavin's birthday a couple of weeks ago, whatever it was. Anyway, Thanksgiving weekend, we went to Gaylord. And we had gotten these tickets to go see the show they do, like, in the lobby. It was really cool. And we had VIP seats. And we go and we sit down. It's me and Jason, Reagan, Gavin, and Taylor. And there's a family in front of us. And this mother turns around and she says to us, can you tell her to stop kicking his chair? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm really sorry. Like, thinking, like, I'm always mindful of that things. And we look, and Jason says to her, it can't possibly be her. Her feet don't reach his chair. Like, Reagan could have her feet sticking straight out, and there was still a good foot between her shoe and his chair. And she's like, no, she's kicking it. And Jason says, please turn around. I need you to look to see that this is physically not possible. And this lady was so nasty to us about how she was adamant it was Reagan kicking her chair. I'm like, what the heck, And I was like, lady, like, back off, And she's like one of those coddler moms who are like, oh, honey, it's okay. And her kid's like 13. And to come to find out, it was like me, because I'm a leg shaker. My leg was shaking.
You let Reagan take one for the team?
No, I did not.
That was you.
Jason was really upset because Jason's like, listen, lady, it's not physically possible. It's not her. And it was my, like, leg shaking, and it was not her. But they were adamant to yell at my 2-year-old.
See, that's just rude to me. I like, as irritated as I was, I was in that position before, and I'm not like, I'm a quiet pisser offer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be quiet, but, I'm going to give you some dirty looks, But I think people are just rude these days sometimes, and they just don't care. But the funny thing is, you talk about a cuddler mom, she was a helicopter mom.
Yeah.
Because she didn't want her 3-year-old. Now, meanwhile, Eli is like hanging off the side of the bleachers. I'm like, Kelly, get your kid, But this one, she was afraid to put her child down next to her because she was afraid she'd fall through the bleachers.
Gotcha.
Now, crazy enough, I actually examined the bleachers because I heard her say this, and I was going to tell her. There is a piece of wood blocking it, so you cannot fall through. They must have had an incident so I was like, put your kid down, you helicopter mom. And then her child, she had another child, and he got hit in the head and with a sword, because they were selling swords for 25 lightsabers, and so they're so totally helicopter mom. So she didn't care about my feelings or my back getting hurt. I mean, maybe I got a free massage out of the deal.
I'm always worried about, like, other people's feelings. Like at that same show, like, it was late. The show came on like 8. I mean, that's past Reagan's bedtime, so she definitely was pushed to her limit, and we had to sit there for like 15 minutes waiting for the show. She's 2, and so she started to get upset. So first thing it does is Jason scoops her up, picks her up, and gets her out of there. Like, we're not here to ruin anybody else's time.
Right. I just wish people were respectful of that. But, needless to say, we're always just saying what you're thinking.
Exactly.
So we're just calling it like it is. So, but otherwise it was good. And then, let's see, while you were gone last weekend, I took Taylor and James and we went to, it was called the Golf Shack, I think it was called.
Right.
And it's kind of like I've never been to Top Golf, but it's kind of similar to that. It's over there by the airport, and it's like 3 levels, and you can hit golf balls, and so that was kind of fun. It was like a 2-hour wait though.
Oh wow! Did you make a reservation?
You can't make a reservation unless you're like a party of 10 or more. However, it really kind of worked out because while you're waiting for your bay, they call it, and it's unlimited golf balls, and you can, that's kind of nice, and you get a server to come, serve you. They have like a restaurant. Okay. So we went and ate lunch, and as a matter of fact, in the middle of us eating lunch, our bay became available because they give you like one of those little things to shake.
So actually, they text you.
They actually will text you and say because you can literally, they'll tell you 2 hours, and you could go off the premises and do something, and then they'll text you to tell you your bay is ready, and you have 10 minutes to get to it. So, because I think they probably have some type of figured it out that you maybe want to be there for an hour or two. I mean, we only did it for an hour and we were tired. I mean, hitting golf balls is,
Exactly.
I was wore out. And then we went bowling afterwards. So go figure that one out. But, I mean, it was cool. There was, I think probably younger kids wouldn't necessarily enjoy it.
Right.
But Taylor and her cousin came with us, so they enjoyed it. So that was fun. But it was just something different.
Like in the middle of your meal, did you they pack your meal up and bring it to your
Hell
bay?
no! I got the buzzard and I was like, "We got to go." So I said,
I just wondered how that worked. Like if you're in the middle of your
get your plates. We gotta go. We gotta go to bay 122.
Exactly.
I did, and I was like, I told James, I sent James the food, and I was like, "I'll pay your tab. Just hurry up and go," because I didn't know
you miss your bay or
but
whatever.
that's my bay. And I'd sit there for another 2 hours.
Now, because you're not a big golfer.
Heck no.
Okay, so
I don't even know what a tire. What is it? How do you say it? Tire iron? Number 5.
Tire iron. A tire iron for your car. You change your lug nuts out.
Oh yeah. What do you call it? An iron?
Yeah, you have irons.
Okay,
and woods. Yes, irons and woods. But yes, so you would use different ones. So we would do people I assume bring their own clubs, and they have clubs too.
They can.
Right?
Well,
okay.
yeah. It's kind of like you bring your own bowling ball or you use one of the bowling balls.
Yeah. Because I would bring my own clubs.
Oh, you be that guy?
Yeah. Well, if I'm going to practice, I'm going to practice with my own clubs.
I don't even know the difference. Like they had a men's section and a women's section. Apparently, I was using the men's section.
Well, men's clubs are usually longer.
Okay, well that explains that. That explains that. And then I know there's like a 9 and a 5 and a 7.
Yeah. So there's your irons.
Okay. Well, see, only reason I know that is because it says it on the
it
thing.
does give you a number.
Not because I know what it is.
And I mean, just because I have my own doesn't mean I really know what I'm doing either. I mean, I'll come in and I just kind of know where I am on the course itself as to where I should be using a wood or an iron. Usually you'll use your woods like teeing off or like further back. You got a whole lot of distance to cover.
Is the wood the fat one?
It's like a bigger one. So your biggest one's your driver.
Okay, see, I use that the majority of the time.
Well, you would. I mean, you're practicing out there like to drive, but like when you play golf and you're as terrible as I am, you need to practice with your short shot a lot more because I don't drive it that far. So I've got to be able to figure out once I drive it, I got to get down the course. So I use my irons and I use my utility.
You're talking a foreign language.
Yeah, I use my
no
utility
clue.
club the most. It's like a smaller. It's you can use it out on the course. It's not like a driving wedge or anything, or a driving wood, I should say. But yeah, I mean, I don't know that much about golf.
Apparently, you know a lot more than I do because I just came for the booze.
I mean, I could honestly probably play golf with 3 clubs. I could play if I needed my driver, then my utility club, my pitching wedge, and my putter. That's all I need.
Okay.
I mean, I could probably play with 3. I could probably get rid of my driver and just use my utility, my pitching wedge, and my putter. That's probably all I could get away with those 3.
Not a clue. I just picked whatever they had available in the box and I just grabbed it and I was lucky if I hit the ball on the 5th try. I mean, it was pretty sad. I mean, I just don't. But I'm putt my speed.
That's your speed.
And even putt, it takes me 10 tries. Especially the damn windmill gets me every time. And I get aggravated. And I can probably, I don't know, they're 9 holes. I could probably make it to 5. And I'm like, I'm done. My arm gets wore out. I'm tired.
If we play golf, Jason and I go play 18, I'm good for about 13. I just can't do it. I get bored or I get frustrated or I need a drink.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, last time we played, I don't know what we played last time. Honestly, I think the last time we played, I was pregnant. So Reagan's too. Last time I played with Jason, we played at the Marriott. And it was for his birthday in March. And I was pregnant. So it was probably the best golf I've ever played because I was sober.
Now, see, I could totally drive the golf cart and drink. That's my speed. I will be the caddy. I'll set your ball up. I don't even know what that means, but I'll YouTube it, and I can give you your 9 iron, your horse, or whatever, your tire iron.
Right.
I'll figure you out, and I'll make sure you have plenty of booze in the cooler.
Oh, no, we played again with Gavin. We had that summer membership at the Marriott. We played around, the 3 of us played, and Gavin and I left, hole 12. I'd we'll meet you down at the pool. We're getting something to eat.
Yeah, I'll go back to the, what do you call it, the lodge, or what do you call it?
Yeah,
the lodge, what do you call that? The clubhouse.
Yeah.
The clubhouse. That's where you'll find me. Okay?
That's where I find you skiing, too, huh?
That's where you'll find me skiing, too, because that's just not my thing. But, So, what did you do this weekend?
So this weekend, not much. We did some house cleaning. We just gotten back from vacation on late Tuesday night, and so Wednesday we unpacked everything, and then we went to work Thursday, Friday. So we did cleaning yesterday. evening, Stefan was in town with his family, so we went down to Gardens to see all my down south friends and see him. Yeah, I called them they were my friends after you left me after high school. Whenever you
that's right,
we separated.
That's right,
parted ways for a few years.
That's right.
And I made new friends. So, no, they're really, really close. You know, Stefan, and he married Jason
you.
and I, and, you know, one of my closest friends. So him and a lot of times he comes to town for work. So we see him regularly through work meetings because he's here for that. But it was nice his whole family got to come this time.
Nice.
So his wife and the kiddos, and Reagan had a really good time playing with their youngest daughter. So that was really fun. And then this today, but yeah, we just got back from North Carolina. It was a good time.
How was your trip?
It was a good time. I think it worked out really well. The skiing, the drive, Jason's like, wow, next time we're flying, you know. We got back home and Jason's dad's like, Tricia, we have to save up. We gotta fly. And I told Jason, I said, that'd be great, but how does all our crap get there?
That's right.
You know how much crap we have?
I can only imagine. You have, you brought, all the food.
All four of us, and then our food, and, we could go to Publix up there, I guess, and buy it, or
They have a Publix up there?
They do. They put a Publix in Waynesville.
Really?
Yeah, that's where Mom and Dad went shopping. They have a Walmart right there in Waynesville as well, but, Jason skis, his ski boots, all of our ski gear, those clothes took up a whole bin of its own. Everybody had all our crap, and I told Jason, I said, listen, yes, flying seems like a much better idea, but we still have a 2-year-old, which is the reason why he was saying this, but, you gotta drive to the airport, you gotta get there early, now we gotta entertain this 2-year-old in the airport, then we gotta take this, probably a 2-hour flight, maybe an hour and 45 minutes, still entertaining her with a small compartment with a whole bunch of other people that we don't want to piss off.
Right.
And we still got to rent a car and drive, however, from Asheville, probably over. So that's 45 minutes. Yes, it's maybe not 10 hours. It's probably a 6-hour day of travel. And we still have to figure out how to get our stuff there. But 6 hours into our drive. So we left at 2 o'clock in the morning.
2 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah. So we went to bed
at sleep?
Yeah, we went to bed at 7.
Okay.
So it wasn't that bad, and you're excited, it's vacation. So we left, Reagan in her PJs, put her right in the truck. She never went back to sleep.
What?
Never. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and she didn't go back to sleep at all. And she went to bed at regular time, but she's supposed to sleep till 7:30 in the morning, not 2 o'clock in the morning. And about 6 hours into our drive, she starts, I want Shan. I want Shan. And I'm like, okay, well, luckily, Aunt Shannon is on vacation with us. They're in the car behind us. But we're on the highway. We're not pulling over to see her. I'm like, we'll see Aunt Shannon later. I want Shan! And that's how it went on for 4 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh my god, do I FaceTime Shannon? We need this. What is going on?
You should have popped a Xanax.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's
have
right,
you ever
You're
seen,
pregnant.
on America's Funniest Home Videos, they do these videos of parents, in the front seat of the car, and their kids are in the back, and their kids are screaming like this, I want Shan! Yeah. And the parents are, doing the mouth movements. It's the funniest thing. So that's what got us through, an hour of the ride. Jason and I, I want, and they, doing the mouth movements. So, cracking up at this, poor baby in the back. But
she just rolled down the window and put on boom boom music.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I used to do with Taylor.
And then she was like, I want Nani. I was like, well, that one's even harder. Nani didn't come on this trip with us, so how are we gonna call Nani? See Nani when we get there.
She's just going through her address book in her head.
She was so mad. I will say, so we've been potty training, and she will not go number 2 in her pants anymore. Thank God, because it made travel so much easier. The best of both worlds. She had no problem peeing in that pull-up.
Nice.
So that was awesome, right?
Yeah.
So we could drive this whole way. She just peed in her pull-up. And she's like, I gotta go potty. And she pooped in the potty. So, we didn't have to clean up, any, stop for, messes like that. It honestly was the best of both worlds.
Did you have a porta potty before?
No, we took her,
Okay.
we had stopped in the morning at, McDonald's.
Okay.
And she's like, I need to go potty. And so I took her in there, and she did her thing. And then,
good.
Yeah.
That worked out.
It was the best, just go ahead and pee in your pants,
We really don't care. Just omit this from your memory of potty training, okay?
Exactly.
Take one for the team.
Yes.
We got to get to our destination quick.
Yeah, so we got there, since we left at 2, we got there 10-hour trip, so we got there around 12:30 by the time, stopping here and there. So we got there about 12:30.
So I got an issue with you.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm going to call you out right now.
Okay.
So I believe we talked the night before you left
Uh-huh.
about the trip.
Okay.
And I said to you, Call me or text me when you get there.
I know. I do. Okay. It's okay.
Listen, and I didn't get that call. I didn't get that text. Do you know how I know you got there? Facebook.
Yes.
I saw a post on Facebook. I said, well, apparently she must have gotten there. And you left me high and dry.
Yeah. So I got there and I was like, yes. And so we posted. I was like, oh crap, I'm supposed to call Kim. But then I saw that you had liked my Facebook post, so you knew I got there.
Well, that's how I found out. That is irresponsible of you. Okay,
it was. I
just
agree.
because you left the state doesn't mean you don't have to don't have to respond to people that live back here.
And then Gav's like, I talked to Taylor. I was like, all right, I got all my bases covered. She saw it on Facebook, and Gavin talked to Taylor.
That's
I
just
did feel
wrong.
bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, that's why I called you, because the only reason I knew you were on your way home is because I saw a post again. So I was like, well, geez, she's got 10 hours under her belt that she has to drive. Let's talk podcast.
With a crying baby again.
With a crying, you know what? You did a really good job of muffling her out. I mean, I heard her towards the last end of it.
She started to wind up again.
But I could tell that you were at your wit's end, because you were like, yeah. Like, you were one-wording me, and I'm like, Tricia's about to lose her damn mind.
It was definitely tough. Luckily, when we got there, I mean, the house was awesome. If anyone, ever is looking for a place to stay, this house was amazing. The setup was great. So there was 4 of us, 4 families. Our family, Jason's mom and dad, his sister Ashley and her family, and then his sister Shannon and her family. So the house, you walk in the main level, we walk through the mudroom, through the garage, and there was the kitchen, the living room, the master bedroom, and then there was an office. You go downstairs, and it was almost the same setup. Downstairs, there wasn't a kitchen, but there was a wet bar, a refrigerator, sink, and everything. A whole other living room, TV, and then 3 bedrooms. One of the bedrooms was had an ensuite with it, and then the other 2 shared a Jack and Jill shared a bathroom. So we took the Jack and Jill shared bathroom with Jason's other sister because they have a small child, and it had a tub in it or whatever. So, but it was awesome, and it was a mile from the ski resort.
Wow, that's really close.
And then the road, if you just turn off of the main road to the road the house was on, and the main road is maintained by the ski resort, so you don't have to worry about not being snow plowed or whatever.
So do you just ski up to the back door?
No. We did drive there. Yeah, it would be nice. But you got to the top of the mountain, the ski resort, you can look down and see the house we were staying at.
Well, I remember whenever, oh my gosh, probably 8 or 9 years ago when I went to Aspen, what I thought was really cool is that their public transportation, which actually they have in Aspen, but they have holders for your skis. So people would actually before they got on the bus, would put their skis in the holder and get on, and then they would ski out.
That's fancy.
I know, it was pretty cool. I was like, what?
That's fancy.
I mean, I rode the bus, but I didn't have my skis because I didn't ski. Couldn't do that.
That's fancy. Yeah, this place was it's called Maggie Mountain Rental.com. So if anyone wants to check it out, it was really nice, and it was reasonable for a week. The 4 of us split it, obviously, so it was reasonable. I mean, you couldn't stay in a hotel for that price. So, but yeah, we went to Chattahoochee ski. I'd never been there before, but I mean, I didn't ski. Obviously, I'm pregnant, so that wasn't an option. We took the littles. Reagan, tried it out.
They teach her a pie?
She's too little for lessons.
Okay.
A group lesson, they would do private, but I mean, she was there with Jason, and Holden was there with Brandon. But her biggest thing is she's just so independent. Back off, Daddy. Back off. Back up, Daddy, I got this. I'm like, honey, you don't know how to ski. Oh, no, she got this. Back up, Daddy. Back up.
I saw the video on Facebook, I think, of Grampy had holes holding her back of her shirt, while her coat, while she was... I'm like, that's my kind of skiing. That's what I need. Somebody to hold on to me while I go.
She wouldn't let you touch her anywhere else. She would do it by herself,
Oh, my gosh.
That's why she didn't know that you were touching her. She is so sassy.
Ooh, Miss Independent.
Oh, my gosh. And we get so crazy. So we're driving this 10 hours there, 10 and a half, and we're getting lower on fuel, but we're almost there, and I was like, we just got to get this baby out of this car, We'll just get gas tomorrow. And all right, no big deal. So the next morning everyone's taking lessons. Dylan and Weston, they have their lessons. And then Gavin and the girls, Abby and Paige, are going to take a lesson together. But they have to be there by 9. And there's 15 of us in this house. So I get that you think, getting up and going, it's still rough. 15 people have to eat. And there are 4 bathrooms, thankfully. But it was a feat in itself. And Jason's all right, just go start the truck. I'll be out there. And I started it, and he gets in. He's like, why didn't you start the truck? I was like, I did start the truck. He's like, it's not on. I was like, well, I don't know. I started it. We're out of gas. Yes. Because, like, we had gas, but
No way.
because of the way his truck was parked, like, at an angle, it had no gas.
Oh my gosh.
And we have to be there by 9. And it's like, oh my God. And I'm like, all right. And Jason's freaking out. And normally, like, I'm a freaker-outer, but someone's got to keep it together here. So I was like, okay, hold on. Just get Reagan out. Reagan does not need to come right now. Leave her right here with your mom. We just need to get Gavin there by 9. I almost called, like, Mike and Shannon already left. And I was like, maybe we should have just called them to come back to grab Gavin. But I have to sign the waivers and everything for him. So Jason's dad drove us down there to get Gavin in. We got it in time, and we were fine. And Jason went back and got Reagan, and then came back.
Oh wow!
Oh my God! I was like, I cannot believe I ran and I am the worst at getting gas. Like, I will take that rig down like to fumes. Like, it is a joke in my family that my husband's gonna have to bring me gas because I broke down. It wasn't me.
Yep.
It was him.
Well, I'm really bad about it. I mean, when my gas light comes on, I know that I have like maybe 55 miles till empty, but then eventually it just says fuel low.
Yeah.
And I chance it. I'm like, you know what? And James, every time he gets in my car, he's like, "Really? You have no gas?"
Jason's the same way. He's like,
you know what the problem is? Because I'm cheap or frugal, I have a hard time pulling the trigger on a $50 gas bill.
oh, really? That's not my problem. I just hate to stop.
I don't mind stopping. I just, because I'll go get me a hot dog at the gas station. My problem is filling it up all the way for a full tank of gas and spending $50. So I am notorious for going to the gas station and I'll maybe put $20 in.
You're not. You're that person who pulls up and the person, like, I pull up behind him and I'm like, who has a $20 tank? Ain't nobody have a $20 tank.
You know I don't, because I've got like an $80
pull up after,
tank.
I'm like, that person didn't get paid till tomorrow. I hope they make it.
That's me.
You know?
That is me. I'm so cheap. I can't pull a trigger. It probably cost me $65 to fill up that Jeep.
I would buy a car that had the biggest gas tank. I don't care if it cost me $100. I don't want to stop.
I don't mind stopping. It's just I just don't want to. I'm so cheap.
And
now I have the racetrack app though. I was so happy because I put in my loyalty.
You got an app?
I got an app for racetrack. Come on. You know how cheap I am. So you know what? My phone number. If anybody wants to help me out, you can add.
Don't be out to get your phone number out.
Well, I'm not gonna give it out yet. But for those who know me, whenever you go to racetrack, put in the loyalty number. It's my phone number. Girl, I went on the other day. Guess what? I have over 1,200 points. And you know what those 1,200 points equal to?
What?
I can get a free hot dog. I can get a free bag of chips. I'm at the, I think, diner level, but I think I'm going to be at the club level soon. And then I can, like, get a Gatorade. So I'm working on it. So.
Chick-fil-A has the best app ever.
I tried it. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't, my home Chick-fil-A, it keeps wanting to put me in West Palm, and I'm at the Stewart one.
Well, I don't have a home. I just set up the restaurant every time I go, but I get free stuff all the time.
How often do you go to Chick-fil-A?
Not that, but I mean, well, Jason goes once a week with Reagan before swim, but not even that. I mean, they just send you stuff. Yeah,
really?
The Stewart guy, he'll just send me like, free, like, oh, you got a free reward in there. I had a free, whatever, 8-piece nugget in there last week.
Do you scan it? Do you have them scan it whenever you check out?
If I use it that way, but a lot of times I just order on the app and I go to the drive-thru. But no, I mean, he just sends it to everybody.
Well, I have tried it and I don't know.
I don't know why. Yeah, because that guy is like Buchanan or something that owns the Stewart one. But yeah, like, because like I'll get the free chicken nuggets and same with Jason and Gavin, and then like there was in January, I think he got like a free item every other day to get a whole nother free item. But you had to use it by like that day.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. I know my sister goes to Chick-fil-A and she was in the military. Do you know that she gets 50% off her food?
Yeah. It's awesome.
I was like, she's like, I can go there. That would normally spend most people with like
$30. It costs us $30 for the three of us, 4 of us to eat.
She's like 15.
Yeah.
I'm like that. I mean, that's pretty good. I didn't realize that they gave 50% off
awesome.
to military. Like that's pretty
that's
nice.
the app to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to check that out because I think I've got so many apps on my phone from all my wheels and deals.
But you did like with the gas, like so. I just turned my lease in.
That's right. You don't have a car now.
I have no car right now. I'm gonna give me an Uber. I'm gonna have to Uber everywhere.
Uber.
I got no car and no house.
No car, no house. You got a camper.
I got a camper.
But you got nothing to pull it with.
No, I got nothing. No, I got no car, no house. We have so we turned our lease in, and we are in the process. Of building a house. So we got finish off our construction loan. So, at any rate, I have no car, and I would be damned if I was going to turn that thing in with a full tank of gas.
Oh, heck no, I'd have been siphoning it.
Jason's like, I don't care if I got to sit in the parking lot with it running for 4 hours to use up that gas. It is not because we are over our miles, too, so you can drive it around to use the gas.
Oh, that's right.
So, we turned it in, and right as we pulled in the dealership to turn it in, it came, the light came on and it binged to tell you, low on fuel.
Oh my gosh,
like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a rental car. Sometimes you have to bring it back with a full tank.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't.
That was
It
not
just
part of my
depends.
lease agreement, so it was not full.
Why didn't you try to siphon the gas? Have you ever siphoned gas?
It's hard on new cars now.
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know. I've never siphoned gas in my life before, so I don't know. Have you?
Yeah, I siphoned gas out of my go-kart when I was a kid. Well, I was like 16. I needed gas to put in my car, and my stepbrother said, "Well, we've got gas," and then we had a go-kart. Right. I was too fat to be on it to begin with. You should have seen me driving. It was hilarious. So I got this horrible scar on my leg because I flipped it on Jack James. But anyways.
Gosh.
He's like, we have gas in there. And I was 16. I didn't have any gas. So I have to count on my pennies. Remember then it was like 99 cents a gallon?
Yes, it was 99 cents a gallon.
God, that was awesome.
I know.
But I sure enough, I put a hose in there and I siphoned it. And my stepdad came walking out at the same time as I had this hose in my mouth connected to the gas tank. And my stepbrother's dying laughing. And I'm like taking it serious because that's what, and I got a big gulp of gas in my mouth and I spit it out. Well, I was so afraid to like be near anything because I didn't know if my lips would catch on.
You didn't smoke a cigarette or anything, right? God, no.
No, I didn't. I had gas taste in my mouth for like 2 days. And my stepdad's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm getting gas." He's like, "It doesn't work like that." I was like, "But I got it," because as soon as I started choking on the gas, I had like one of those little like 5-gallon red, and sure enough, I maybe got a gallon out of it. Not even. Probably half a gallon.
Well, I mean, how much fits in the go-kart? That's probably why.
Right, well, exactly. But times were tough. I was 16. I needed to probably get to the gas station.
Right.
Who knows, So, yeah, I did siphon gas. I'll never do that again. Never.
Yeah, I've never done that. And I think the newer cars, I think they make it harder.
They probably do because there might be a flap in there of some
something
sort.
That you can't, like, get it out in. Like,
right.
Gavin's car, he has no gas, like, cap.
Right.
Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
So it's like I don't know, it's on a Ford. You just put the thing in, there's no gas cap.
That's how, I was in a Tesla the other day, and that's how that is.
Well, they don't have gas in a Tesla.
But they had, the outlet, not the gas. No, it was,
that would be really
because
weird.
I wanted to know, I was like, how do you plug this thing in? And so she showed me.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Very cool. Did you like it?
I had a problem getting in the door. The passenger door.
Okay.
It doesn't have a handle. It has a push. You have to, but you gotta like really push it. But then it's like a Tesla, so you don't want to like ruin it.
Right.
So I was like having a hard time to do that. The passenger doors are like the doors that swing up.
Oh, was it like the SUV one?
No, it was the car. Oh. It was the car. It was the passenger seat. It goes up, and then we had the trunk up. So I was like, hey, how do you shut this Starship rig down? Like, I was like pushing buttons. It was nice. The screen inside is uber. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like the maps and all of that, super cool. The only concern, again, it goes back to traveling. Like, where she said that she does pull into Stewart and they have those supercharging stations
over there by the Kiwanis Park.
And she said that it takes her like 30 minutes to juice up, and then she's good for about 300 miles.
Okay.
But, I've been as much traveling with my new job that I'm doing, which, that's kind of, I go out to Sebring, or I go out, across the state, and I don't think Sebring's, like, down with having the plug-in yet, or something.
Yeah, I'm not so sure they have it. I think Hilton has them, like, at all their hotels, and somebody said, because Tesla's was on our short list of cars that we are going to get, and Jason went to, like, some forum, and they said that Hilton has them, like, if you stay there, it's free.
Okay.
However, like, a lot of them have a Starbucks. And so you can go to Starbucks inside, and as you sit there, it's free.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Well, one thing that
I thought you'd enjoy that frugal little tip.
Yeah, well, that's cool. If I'm buying an $80,000 Tesla, I better get some kind of, comp stuff out of this. But it was funny because for a short minute, I looked at the Teslas just because, and it was funny driving one. I was like, just because with what I do, but I, driving all over as much as I am, but I would just be really concerned about that. She did have a 220 installed in her house.
Yeah.
And she said that you kind of have to do that.
You have to. That's what Jason said. You have to have that installed, but it does have like a regular converter that it just takes longer. It's like a trickle charge.
Right.
So like if you were at work or something and you needed to plug it in, you could. It's not like a fast charge.
Right. Yeah. I mean, definitely super cool inside. I mean, remember we went to the mall and we were checking them out. I mean, definitely nice. I don't know if I could pull the trigger on one of those yet. I mean, definitely, it's on the list because they're super cool, but they need to come down off the price.
Well, like, they have an affordable one. It's a sedan. Like, it's a car. It's just that, and, I think it's like $45,000.
Which is not too
Which
bad.
is the price of cars in general. It's just with our, like, I don't think it's going to make the final cut because we have 2 babies.
Right.
We need something a little bigger.
Right. And the SUV is like 80.
Yeah, it's just not.
It's super cool. I mean,
yeah, it's just not an option. We're not paying that.
Yeah, there's just no way. But cars are just so super expensive these days, anyway.
Yeah. Oh, how's your Jeep running?
So I had to take the Monster tires off of it because was driving like all over the road. Like whenever the wind would hit me, like I would literally go off the road, and it was so crazy. I had anxiety driving. Like, I wouldn't even take 95, where most people to go across the state would take them 3 hours. It'd take me 5, because I'm going on every country back road that I could find. So I decided to take off my Monster truck, or my Monster tires, and put on my stock tires and rims.
Because you love your Jeep, though, girl.
And, we went from Black Beast to, like, Little Red, or Black Riding Hood or something. She doesn't even look sexy and attractive anymore. I come out to her, I'm like, gosh, you just like a Jeep. But I'm trying to sell my tires because I just think that maybe that had something to do with the wibbly wobbly of what it was doing. So I'm okay for now, but I'm kind of looking around to see, what kind of vehicles that I'm just, because, I've had every make and model, pretty much in my arsenal of vehicles, because at 16, my car was a piece of junk that I had to like siphon gas for. So it's like, as I become...
What was it? What was your first car?
It was a Hyundai.
Do you know what kind it was?
It was a hatchback, and
it's like their first model.
It was their first one,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
And it had a sunroof, and it leaked.
Girl, you had a sunroof?
Girl, you hit the brakes, and the water would come down your back. Kelly was. It wasn't sealed all the way, but yeah, I had a sunroof, and it was electric sunroof. I was fancy pants, but it blew oil, so I had to keep putting. I would have to buy cartons of oil and put it in there. It would smoke really bad. People would not like be behind me at the stoplight, but it was stick. So I always remember I got a good life out of that, a couple of years out of her. But I just ever since then I'm a car like snob. Or no, I'm not a car snob. I just like to have
turn them over.
I could turn them over. I'm so upside down. I mean, I could have like. I don't know, like a Class C Mercedes for what I own my Jeep right now, because if I just slow down. But, anyways, she's running good. So, who knows? I might be sporting a new vehicle soon, because, I have to, I was looking at a Land Rover the other day.
Hey, it's funny you say that. I was looking at a Land Rover. We passed one on the road as we were driving. I was like, man, that would work, because that was a bigger issue, too. So, we almost bought my car at the end of the lease, but it just doesn't work out here.
Yeah.
So, we bought the car. There was, the Infiniti. And the big one, whatever it was, the QX80. It's a very nice car. It's gorgeous. But we lived in the neighborhood at that time. Well, now we live in the farms.
Right.
And in the farms at Mom and Dad's, they're on a paved road, which, okay, fine, but it's still the farms. Our house is on a dirt road, or our lot is on a dirt road. Like, it just was going to beat the heck out of that car. And it was, like, garnet, so terrible for a dirt, dusty road to keep it clean. And that's why we didn't keep it. But I was like, I wanted, those LRs, like the Range Rover, Land Rover LR, like 2 or 4s, like they're boxier. They don't make them anymore. But I'm like, that is the perfect car for us. Like, that would be perfect. Like, I don't need super luxury, something that's going to, like, travel well. They're the 4-wheel drive, but they don't make them anymore.
I think they're made by Toyota.
Well, the Toyota has it. I'm talking. This is Range Rover, like has an LR4, but yes, the Land Rover is by Toyota. But I looked them up.
No.
You know how expensive they are?
How much?
Girl, it's like $85,000.
That's about how much I owe my Jeep. I mean, seriously. So what? I pay an $85,000 car payment a month too. It feels like. That's what I told James. I said, this car, I owe like another 3 years on it, and I said, for what I'm paying a month, I might as well be
but you
in
gotta,
a Land Rover.
You gotta stop being upside down. Like, because that Land Rover payment, that at 85, that would be like $1,100 a month.
Not too far off from where I'm at. And you know what? So what? You're going to have a car payment for the rest of your life.
I agree with
just
you.
like you're going to have a mortgage.
It better be something you love. That's what I always say. Like, if I'm going to pay for something, because that's the whole thing about looking for a new car. Cars are expensive. Doesn't matter what you get, right?
Right.
If I'm getting this and I'm paying this money, it better be something I love.
But see, how do you know if you love it? Because I thought I loved the Jeep.
I agree. So apparently I'm like an Infinity girl. Like this last Infinity was my third one. And my first Infinity I had for like 10 years. So it's like
That's right.
I had that one, and then I got the car, I leased that one, and then I got out of the lease and I got to the Tahoe, which the Tahoe was good. I should have kept the Tahoe is what I should have done. Anyway, I did not. I got the Tahoe and got into this big QX80. They run well. The quality of it is good. It's, and that may be what we go with the next one. Not the big one, the 60 instead of the 80. It's a little cheaper. But if I'm paying, cars are expensive. It doesn't matter what it is.
Do you notice that there are more newer cars on the road now than there were 20 years ago when we were driving? And the reason I say that is because when I'm driving now with the new job, I'm driving around and I'm seeing all of these newer cars on the road. And I say newer just to me maybe because I'm an adult and I'm 40 and I see it that way. But when I was 18, 16, like, there weren't as many new cars. I think they make it so easier for people to go get financed for new cars.
Girl, and tax time is here, so, I write auto insurance, and I see a lot of old cars, not to worry. I mean, 97s, 98s. I mean, I pull it, like, they start to be like, oh, it's a 97. I'm like, that's not bad. Then I realize it's kind of old,
Here we graduated high school with 97.
Exactly, but when tax time hits... Girl, I'd be writing so many new auto policies, refund policies.
Oh, I bet. Because people get their new car. Well, because
they get their car, and then they get their insurance, and then like 3 months later, they call and say, I need to cancel my insurance. My car got repoed.
Oh, my gosh.
And I promise you.
Well, they put on those signs, come here. Yeah. You come here if you got, or they'll even give them $500, or they'll file their taxes for them. Uh-huh. I mean, they get pretty crazy. I mean, their marketing strategy, I get it, but yeah, it's pretty bad. But that's probably why there's so many new cars on the road. Yeah. It's insane.
But it's so funny. It happens all the time. We're like, yep. I'm like, well, I need the letter, like the repo letter in order to cancel the policy, or like, you gotta turn your tag in. They're like, well, they took the tag. I was like, well, okay, well, they should have given you a letter.
Well, it takes like a good 6 months, I think, or so I guess depending on who it is before a car gets repoed. Not that I've had one repoed, but I have had them show up at my house. They don't repo
on month one.
No, I had them show up at my house looking for a vehicle one time.
They don't repo month one.
No. It's like month 2 or 3. Yeah. I remember they came to my door. It was like 10 o'clock at night.
Really?
Yeah, and he had a gun on him. Like, he was strapping.
Oh, I bet. Because people get...
Heck yeah. Yeah. And at the time, my first husband answered the door and was like, who's this guy at my door with a gun? Yeah. Because he has a gun because he's a cop. Yeah. And so come to find out, somebody had listed our address as being an address where they used to live. And they were looking for a vehicle and didn't believe that we didn't have the vehicle. They made us open our garage.
I'd be like, get off my property.
Seriously. But I mean, yeah. So that was pretty, I didn't realize, they were on the prowl, Yeah. I didn't realize they come back in heat, but I guess they put themselves in some tough situations.
There's a show like on A&E.
That lot lizard show.
Right? I don't know what it is.
Lizard towing or something.
Lot lizard. You know what a lot lizard is?
Yeah, you know what a lot lizard is. those are the people that walk around the truck stops.
Yeah, that is. I know.
Maybe there's a tattoo. Maybe she has a lizard on her. I don't know. It was like lizard towing, but that stuff is so fake. It's so staged. It is fake. Very much staged.
But people, I assume, get upset when you repo their car. We did have a customer who said, he's like, I'm going to leave my car. They're coming to pick it up. And I was like, you handle this on your time, okay? This is a place of business. Like, I'm not here, you're not your secretary to get your car repoed for you. Yeah, like, he left the keys. He's like, I took everything out of the car I wanted. Like, he stripped the inside of the car.
Really?
Before he had it repoed.
Wow.
I was like, that is some shady stuff, right?
That is shady. I've seen him driving around in the parking lot, like, where I used to work.
Looking
and it,
for
like,
them?
this says not for hire.
Right.
Like they're blacked out and stuff. And they look like they're on a mission. And I've seen them one time. They were like when I worked at the big corporate office back in the day. It was a big parking lot. So they were driving up and down. I'm like, ooh, somebody's getting repoed.
Somebody got a repo.
I was like watching them going back and forth. And they were like looking for the vehicle. You could see that they would stop. And like there was a lot of cars for them to look for. And sure enough, they literally found it. They dropped that back of it, and they didn't even get out of the car. They literally pulled it. And I guess this is what I don't know if this is exactly how they do it, but they pulled it out, got out on the road, and then hooked it up.
I saw it on that show, that fake show, but I have seen that happen before like that.
And I walked into HR and I was like, hey, somebody's car just got repoed out there. They're like, whose? I'm like, I don't know. There's like 10,000 cars, but I just watched it.
Oh, God.
Thank God it wasn't mine.
Can you imagine walking out of work?
Having no car?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
It'd be awful.
But you'd have to think that.
You'd have to know. I mean, like, I couldn't imagine living, like, trust me, I've been poor. I've been low on funds, you know. I know that feeling of, like, making the next payment, but I cannot imagine that feeling of, like, wondering if your car's going to be there when you walk out.
Well, I had an old roommate way back in the day, trailer days. Mm-hmm. Had a truck. He had a truck. And he was catching a ride to work every day because he knew he was behind on his payments. The repo guy would drive by our place. It was fenced in. He would drive by and just taunt him because he couldn't come, because they cannot come into a fence area. It's private property. Nor can they remove cones. So apparently, because cones are personal property, like those big orange cones, so some people will put them in front and behind it so that you can't remove them. But I don't know if that's still a myth.
Right.
But this truck was behind the fence. He knew he was like 6 months, and he was like, I don't want him to have it. He said, so I'll just get picked up every day for work. And this is probably 3 months. This guy, this repo guy, kid you not, would come by 2 or 3 times a week. The one day his buddy calls out sick, he has no ride, pulls that sucker out, goes to work, comes out, it's gone. So they're smart because apparently they do get incentivized to pick them up.
Yeah, I bet.
And within a certain amount of time. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, they lose the contract and they'll give it to another repo guy who maybe can do a better deal.
Right.
And they have like a jurisdiction like that travels as far north as this to this. So if they find out the vehicle's in another jurisdiction, they can pass it off. It's a whole network. I had a neighbor, Randy and Terry. He used to own a tow truck business. And he was he had looked into doing the repo thing, and he was kind of explaining it all to me.
I don't know if I could be a repo person. My heart would break for some people, and I wouldn't be very good at it, I guess. I don't know.
You'd have to have thick skin, I would think.
Yeah, or I'd be aggressive or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I bet to tell you.
I'd be like, you lost your shit!
Should have made your payment!
I'd be yelling out the window as a badass as I'm driving away, right? Not in front of him.
Beep, beep! No, that's mean. I thought about you this week on my trip because it was really, really cold.
Was this before or after I found out you were there?
Obviously after. And I was going to go take a shower, you know.
I was thinking about me in the shower?
I was thinking about you in the shower. Very weird, right? I was like, should I shave? And I was like...
Girl, you never know.
I was like, nah, it's good. We're on vacation with everybody in this house. I don't need to shave. And it made me think of people like why we say...
Because you never know.
And it started, we were in old 10th grade English class. Man, that's where all our memories were made, huh?
I know.
And it was cold then, and I said, hey, girl, look. I'm like, I had pants on. I was like, I haven't shaved all week. And you're like, why? I was like, I don't need to. Why? I'm wearing pants. And you said to me...
Because you never know.
You never know what's going to happen. You never know when you're going to take them pants off.
You never know when you're going to take those pants off. You better shave your legs because you never know.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, don't ever shave my legs because it's so cold and I'm 40, so I wouldn't be saying... I can't even bend down to shave my legs anymore. I get a cramp. You know, I have a cup that I put my foot on to shave my legs so I don't have to prop it all the way down.
We were going to that party yesterday. It was a pool party. So I had to wear my bathing suit.
It's like 60 degrees right now.
It was heated.
Okay.
And I didn't know if I was going to get in the pool or whatever, so I hadn't been in a bathing suit in a while. So I had to, whatever. And I came back in the bedroom. I told Jason, cleaned everything up. He's like, wow. I was like, it's the last time. I said, before this baby comes, I said, and next time you got to take care of it for me because I can't see it.
You can get in the mirror. You better not cut yourself.
No, I'll have him do it. He did it last time.
Oh, that's nice of him.
Yeah.
That's really sweet. I
didn't want to go into the labor delivery room like 1980s style, I
was just hoping somebody would look at it at that point. Some guys are into
he cleaned it up for me when I had Reagan, so he's going to have to.
Well, he's a sweetheart.
He shaved my legs for me, too, because it just got so hard. He's a sweetheart. He put my shoes on for me.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I don't think James would shave my legs for me.
No.
No, I just don't foresee
He
it.
probably would, but he might cut you.
Yeah, he probably would.
You know, like, what, Kim?
Yeah, or I could see him with his, like, cheater glasses on and his headlamp.
Yeah.
Trying to shave my
Like
legs.
it's a mission.
Yeah. Like, we're going to have fun with this tonight. Date night. Let's get some whipped cream and chocolate. Let's do this.
Shaving cream. You don't need whipped cream. You got shaving cream.
Well, no, I want him to lick off the shaving cream. Yeah,
okay,
you know.
sorry.
Not the shaving cream. The
whipped cream.
The whipped cream. You never know. So
yeah, so that was what's been happening in the old Cooper clan.
well, that sounds like an eventful past 2 weeks.
Yep.
You know, and it's kind of nice to get together and chat with you again, because it's like we haven't seen each other in like forever, and you don't call anybody when you get somewhere. But that's all right. I'll forgive you.
It'll never happen again, Mom.
All right. Well, thanks guys so much for joining us today. And make sure to check out our website, whathappenedthisweek.com. We have our latest blogs on there. If you haven't noticed, we have a really cool picture of Jason and his shell necklace from like the 90s, and a shout out to Shannon and Ashley for letting us post the picture. Yes. We appreciate that.
Jason didn't have a choice, so.
Yeah. Well, you know, we've got a good one coming up in a couple of weeks of James, and so I pretty much had to sign a waiver or had our attorney look at his picture before I could post it. He's like, one time, that's the only time you get. I'm like, James, you just make so many great memories. I don't know if there can only be one time, but so thank you guys so much for listening, and we're just saying what you're thinking.
You know how much we love true crime and who did it. I have a love for Law and Order, and my dream job would be the medical examiner. We all know Kim is obsessed with the ID channel. So if you're like us, you're going to love Hunt a Killer.
With the Hunt a Killer, you get to be the detective. You get to solve the crime, and each box comes with evidence for you to work the case. It's really fun for a date night. It beats the alternative to go out and spend a bunch of money. Also, you can do it with your friends or your family. It kind of reminds me of the game Clue when we were a kid. Also, if you've ever done any kind of escape rooms, it's kind of really cool. It reminds me of an escape room too, but you get to work at your own pace, and you get to see who can solve the crime first. So that's always super fun and challenging. Right now, just for our listeners, you can go to huntakiller.com or to our website. Make sure to use the code THISWEEK for 20% off of your first box. Again, make sure to use the code THISWEEK for 20% off your first box.
Plus, part of the proceeds for every box goes to the Cold Case Foundation. It's an organization that helps with real-life cold cases, so you too can help solve real crimes.